So what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another rebuild challenge here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Today we have a two-team fantasy draft rebuild where the goal is to make sure these teams do end up meeting in the finals. Obviously, for that to be the case, we have to have one team from the East and one team from the West. So Ryan Holst, shout out to you, man, gave me the idea of the two-team fantasy draft. I've actually done this before. His idea was more so using two teams. He wanted me to use the Celtics and the Wolves. And while that would have been fun and I would have had a good time doing that, I think at this point in time in 2K especially, a lot more of you guys are enjoying the fantasy draft. So that's what we're deciding to do today. We will randomly select two teams in just a second. But before we do, I do want to say apologies to you guys because I have not had a consistent upload streak. I've broken it the past 2 days. It's my bad. As I mentioned quite a bit actually, before I did get to school, I'm going to be missing days. The upload streak's not going to end. So those of you DMing me on Twitter saying, hey man, where have the videos been? I do just want to say I apologize, and I'll do my best to get out as many as possible. Also, one quick thing for those of you who are enjoying these fantasy draft rebuilds, and I know there are a lot of you, but some of you don't, I do apologize. A lot of fantasy draft rebuilds end up being kind of the majority of my content when we get towards the end of 2Ks. If I'm being honest with you guys, I don't really enjoy playing this game much anymore. It's just really not fun for me. I'm actually somewhat excited for 2K22, but, when I do these fantasy draft rebuilds, at least things kind of tend to change up just a little bit. Guys aren't on their normal team, so that's kind of why I do these. And for those of you also saying, hey, why don't you draft the teams yourself? If I drafted the team myself, I guarantee you I could win a championship in the first year. It's just not a challenge for me at that point. So that's why I really don't draft the teams myself. If you guys want to see me do it, I'd be happy to, but yeah, today we're just going to do this in a normal CPU draft. Both these teams, one has to be from the East, one has to be from the West, and obviously we probably have maybe 4 of these videos left here, in 2K21. There's not going to be many, man. As I mentioned, I don't really love playing it. I'm sure you guys really don't love watching it anymore, man. So we're going to get into this one in just a sec, but before we do, I just want to take the chance out to say, thank you for you guys for the support on my first video, at school. You guys said everything seemed, relatively okay, and so anything seems off in this video, of course, feel free to mention it. As always, you guys are new around here, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, man. And as always, you guys got any other video ideas, feel free to leave those down below in my comment section. So yeah, probably got around 3-4 of these left before we do get to 2K22, which is around 9 days away now, man. I'm very excited for it, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting transition for sure. Sorry for the long intro. Let's get into this one. It's a little bit different. I don't really remember the last time we had 2 different teams that the CPU is going to draft for me in a fantasy draft anyways, so we're going to go ahead. I'll just, select one randomly. Doesn't really matter. Stop right now. We get the Suns, so now we have to get a team from the East. I'm just going to go ahead and, continuously do this until I get an Eastern Conference team. We get the Detroit Pistons. It's not that big of a deal. I'm going to sim the entire draft, and I'll see you guys with the squads. So we have 2 different teams here with the Detroit Pistons and the Phoenix Suns. We'll go over both of them real quick. First for the Pistons, we got Joel Embiid, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Tim Hardaway Jr., Chris Boucher, Marvin Bagley, James Bouknight. Really good team here. I'm very, very confident in this team right here. This is one that I can definitely work around with. Definitely think it has a ton of potential. We take a look at the Suns. We got Giannis and Valanciunas, TJ Warren, Jalen Suggs. Oh boy. And let me tell you, man, I think these 2 teams are definitely both going to be in the playoffs here in year number 1. We might have some small moves. Also, another small rule of this is I cannot trade within these 2 teams. So, hypothetically speaking, if I wanted to make a trade from the Suns over to the Pistons, vice versa, I'm not allowed to do that whatsoever. So, I like these 2 teams right now. I think depth-wise, I actually prefer the Pistons maybe a little bit more right now. But, man, having Giannis and Embiid as our 2 lead players on both these squads is definitely going to be something to watch. So, we got some possible moves to make with both these teams. Just going over the roster breakdown real quick. Jalen Suggs has legitimately won MVPs in these 3-year rebuilds with this roster. I don't know why, but the dude's somewhat goated in this roster. We also have Deshaun Highland here. We have Miles McBride as well. So a lot of young guys there at that point guard spot for us in Phoenix. We have Tyrese Maxey, PJ Dozier, and Romeo Langford, Celtics legend, there as well. So, I'm not 100%. I'm going to start Maxey at the shooting guard spot for the entirety of the video, but it's possible. Warren, Okogie, and we do have Isaac Bonga. TJ Warren just typically asks for a lot of money in the offseason, and not that I don't think he deserves it. I just don't know if I want to really pay him when I can maybe get somebody that is that much better. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Giannis isn't going anywhere. That one's fine. Valanciunas is actually one of the more underrated players this entire game. Puts up tremendous numbers. Nick Claxton's the backup's beautiful. So we have a good enough 9-man rotation here. Honestly, I would like to get Eric Pascal minutes. I'm just not going to give Giannis a backup. So I'm probably just going to roll with the way these 2 squads are for the first year. They're probably not going to be in the finals, but I can live with that. We got Shai, we got Killian Hayes, and we got Frank Ntilikina. This is going to be interesting. I don't know if I want to play Killian Hayes at the shooting guard spot. I do like James Bouknight a lot. We also do have Keon Johnson and Herbert Jones. So we got a lot of young talent on both of these teams. Tim Hardaway Jr., who is on a multi-year deal now. He re-signed with Dallas in the offseason, so that contract's up to date. Jalen Johnson as well, who's in Atlanta, I believe, and Nasir Little. Followed by Chris Boucher and Marvin Bagley. I'm hoping just one of these guys can be good enough for me, honestly. I don't need both of them. I mean, hopefully just one of them, preferably probably Bagley, just because he's younger by 6 years. And then the center spot is Embiid. We'll have Denman here. He's not going to be in the rotation. I mean, we do have two guys who are 6'11", 6'10", could hypothetically get some backup center minutes. So I will see you guys with both these rotations, as I mentioned. I don't really want to make a ton of trades, before we do start sending your number one. I actually want to see what the CPU does with these squads, because again, they drafted very, very well for us. So I'll see you guys with the rotation for both these teams. All right, so we have the rotations down for both of these teams. They're a little bit different. I would say, as I mentioned earlier, the bench depth is definitely a lot better over there in Detroit. But I probably like the starting lineup a little bit more here in Phoenix, if I'm being honest with you. So here's how they're both looking. Jalen Suggs, Tyrese Maxey, TJ Warren, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jonas Valanciunas. How it's going to look for year number one in Phoenix. We get to the bench, which is kind of a little bit of the weak spot of this team. Still a very young bench. PJ Dozier, Nick Claxton, Josh Okogie, and Deshaun Highland. Unfortunately, Pascal, I just don't need a backup to Giannis, man. If you guys have watched my videos before, you know, especially on this roster, when you give your best player backup minutes or give him a backup player, his numbers tend to go down for whatever reason. So I'm not going to do that with Giannis here, man. I'm going to have Pascal still off this bench. He's just not going to get minutes. Giannis fouls out. Eventually, he'll probably get into something like that. So over here in Detroit, we got Shea, Bouknight, Tim Hardaway Jr., Marvin Bagley III, and Joel Embiid. Our bench unit, Jalen Johnson, Boucher, Killian Hayes, Keon Johnson. So both benches are still very relatively young. I do like the depth here a little bit more. But again, this starting lineup is probably not as good. Might be. I don't really know. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out both ways. I do think both these teams are probably in the playoffs anyways, so we will see. Obviously, I can only really watch one of them during the simming of the year, but we'll stick with Detroit for now. I'll see you guys at the end of year number one here. So it was a very good season, at least in Detroit. I really didn't look at Phoenix. I tend to not pay attention when we're simulating, if we're being honest. We end up as a 2 seed here in the East for year number one in Detroit. Nikola Jokic, MVP in Orlando. Cade, Rookie of the Year, also in Orlando. John Wall, 6th man. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Defensive Player of the Year. One of our guys wins an award. Terrence Davis II wins Most Improved. Doc Rivers, Coach of the Year, 64-18. Philadelphia always ends up being really good. So Phoenix is a 4 seed here. Their record ended up being 46-36. It's not great. It's not horrible. Again, we definitely do have some moves we're going to be making this offseason. We'll go ahead and look at some statistics right now real quickly. Giannis, TJ Warren, Valanciunas, Jalen Suggs, who I just mentioned, dude, it turns into a demigod, quite literally. I mean, that point guard spot's 100% set for us. Claxton, Maxey, as I mentioned, PJ Dozier, Sean Highlands, Josh Okogie, Isaac Bonga. Taking a look at the numbers here for Detroit, we have Joel Embiid, we have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Tim Hardaway Jr., Bagley, James Bouknight, Jalen Johnson, Boucher, Hayes. Honestly, we got a lot of potential on both these teams, quite a bit of potential. So I kind of have to simulate relatively quickly and pay attention to both these teams. I think if I'm going to kind of put, my faith in one of these squads, is probably Detroit a little bit more. We have Toronto in the first round. I'll show you guys both the squads. We got Holiday, Gordon, Duncan Robinson, Anthony Davis, and Rudy Gobert. Scary-ass defensive front court there. And over here for Phoenix, we got Conley, Oladipo, Luka Doncic, Kelly Olynyk, and Bobby Portis for the squad in Portland. So let's see what we got here. Round number one against Toronto. I'm trying to pay attention to both of these. The Phoenix Suns lose, and oh my God. Okay, well, we obviously have some work to do with both these teams. The goal is to get them by the third year to meet in the finals. The Lakers go on to win it all, and Siakam goes on to win finals MVP. Is to get them to win, obviously in the finals. Just getting one of them to win. Obviously, they both do have to be in the NBA finals. So we'll do league meetings real quick here with both these guys. Doesn't really matter. We just reject all those. Draft lottery time. I'll just sim this real quickly. It doesn't really matter, and we're good there. Staff signing. This is where I kind of got to pay attention to both these squads. Owen Masters is fine. Monty Williams has good enough ratings. Randy Ayers is fine. I can live with that. You're fine. And so I have to only give an A trainer to one of these squads, and it's probably going to be this one just because a B gives you 2 untapped potentials, and A obviously gives you 3, but there's only one A trainer available. So I'm going to fire Carlos Lopez here. I'm going to get Randy Martin. Our scout's fine. I don't love our assistant coach here. I'm going to give Dwayne Casey another year. Well, that's a long-ass name, bro. I'm sorry. I can't really pronounce that. But we're just going to change one thing here in the staff department for both these squads. Yeah, I think that's fine. We will now head to the draft, see what they both have in the pick department anyways, just real quick. We have 22 here in Phoenix, and here in Detroit we do have the 11th. Oh, they're all second-round picks. So I got some moves to make. I'm probably going to trade all these picks, if I'm being honest with you, and I'll see you guys for some sort of bigger move. So I traded all the picks we had. I don't really think, especially with all the young depth that was on both of these teams, I don't really think it's a useful pick for, anybody here. So we will do team player options. Maxine Langford can come back for both the Suns, and we're going to bring back Killian Hayes, Herbert Jones, Nasir Little, and Paul Reed. I'm assuming I'm probably going to trade at least Nasir Reed and Nasir Little. It is like way too early for me to be doing this. Nasir Little and Paul Reed for both of those teams. So qualifying Bagley, yes. Okoji, I'm not 100% certain on. Claxton, I definitely want to give it to Pascal. Honestly, I'm probably shouldn't let Eric Pascal go, man. If, you know, he's not going to play here with Giannis as their starting power forward. I feel bad. I don't really need him. Okoji, I guess I'll give a qualifying offer to. $5 million, no, I'm not. Yes, I will. I'm not going to have cap space anyways. And then Bagley's definitely going to get it. He started for us. Actually pretty solid. So, free agency is something we definitely got to worry about for a couple of these guys. Valanciunas is something I definitely want to bring back over here for Detroit. Frank Ntilikina, not a certainty. You know, Mike, do we not have bird rights on TJ Warren? Oh, where he's in Phoenix, excuse me. Nope, no bird rights on TJ Warren. That's why I should have traded him, and this game really annoys me. This game really annoys me. I have some sort of money. Wait, what? Who else am I missing? Okay, Suggs is here. Maxi's here. I guess hypothetically this team could have money just because we got to pay Valanciunas, obviously, but I can probably maybe work around that a little bit. I mean, his offer, what I give him, like 21 mil a year? Yeah, that's what. Okay, so if I go ahead and give like Harden an offer, I'm obviously only gonna have like $9 million, but I don't really need to give Harden 42. Like Kyrie wants 38, so maybe I pay somebody like a Michael Porter Jr. who only wants like 27, who is restricted and has an offer from the Celtics here. But honestly, I'd give him like, that's the most it actually lets me give him. That would still give me money for Valanciunas. Is that possible? And then over here, at least in Phoenix, oh, wait, Phoenix is the one that needs a small forward. I'm dumb as hell. I have money with Detroit. Is that the case? No, wait. No, I have money with Phoenix. I'm all over the place right now. I'm trying to pay attention to the logo in the top right-hand corner, but it's just kind of hard. So I'll give Boucher an offer here. Okay, and I don't have bird rights on Bagley. Are you kidding me? He is restricted, though, so he's not going anywhere, but that's crazy. We got both these guys here, and I can afford it, so we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this. TJ Warren's just gone, but I seriously can't do anything about that. I actually can still retain the bird rights on Claxton, which is huge. We got Michael Porter Jr. Are they going to match it? Son of a bitch. He was literally perfect. He was quite literally perfect. Well, that sucks. Well, I'm going to bring in Valanciunas still. It makes no point in not paying him. Like, I have to pay him. So, now here with Detroit, we really don't have money for anybody. I have probably some money here. So, like, do I want Mikal Bridges, who honestly wouldn't be a bad option either way? I could maybe, I guess, technically just pay back Warren now. But I actually do kind of like the potential on Bridges maybe a little bit more. I don't have Kyrie Irving money, but there's nobody I could really trade for to make it so I had Kyrie Irving money, correct? Actually, if I trade Romeo Langford, low-key, you're making $5 million? Him and Bonga? I actually might have Kyrie Irving money, which, hang with me for a second here. I get a first-round pick here from Sacramento. I move on, and I also get a first-round pick here for Isaac Bonga. And actually, I'll move on from Luke Garza, really. I don't really need him. First-round pick from the Celtics. Sorry, I know I'm moving fast. I just got to get this. I don't want this video to be 25 minutes, or way longer than 25 minutes. So, I have Kyrie Irving money. I'll give him the offer, a player option, no trade clause. He wants to come here. That's absolutely beautiful. So we do have to let Claxton go with this one. That kind of sucks a little bit, but I can honestly live with that. So I'm obviously going to be playing both of these guys just because Jalen Suggs is tremendous in this game. So Suggs going to move up to the shooting guard spot. It's totally fine by me. So Kyrie and Giannis teaming up here. And I don't really have a small forward at this point, so I'm probably going to have to include definitely Tyrese Maxey in a deal. Valanciunas is obviously going somewhere, so our small forward might not be the best here in Phoenix anyways. We take a look at what Detroit's looking like right now. I like Detroit a lot. I'm not 100% confident in Book Knight for the entire video as our starter, but I'm going to leave him now for 1 year. I might have to make a decision on what I want to do with this small forward spot. I don't love Tim Hardaway Jr. there, for the entire video anyways. So I've definitely got some trades to work out here with both these teams. I'll see you guys with some moves. So we're here in Phoenix right now. We need a new starting small forward. Tyrese Maxey was good for us. Unfortunately, with the signing of Kyrie Irving, he was just never going to play. So him, 2 first-round picks in a second. Heading to Golden State for Kevin Porter Jr., who I guess might not necessarily be a small forward. He's only 6'4". He's going to work here today in 2K with us. So the starting 5 here, at least in Phoenix, is all complete. I'm very excited to see what the starting 5 is going to do. I especially like Suggs and Kevin Porter Jr. I think Kevin Porter Jr. has quite a legitimate shot at winning Most Improved this year. So we do have to work on the bench here. The bench is probably not going to be that solid, but we need a center, a shooting guard, and a small forward. Over here in Detroit, I almost said Portland. Over here in Detroit, we have Shea and Killian Hayes, who I like a lot. I'm going to probably figure out what I'm going to do here at the shooting guard spot anyways. I don't really need all these guys. Herbert Jones is 6'8". Jesus. Hardaway, I'm not necessarily convinced on, but the good thing about that is he is locked up on a long-term contract. So, like, hypothetically speaking, I maybe could keep him for 1 more year and then move on from him if you kind of catch my drift there. Bagley's restricted. He can't go anywhere. But what I'm going to do right now is get a first-round pick for Paul Reed. Probably get a first for Little because he's just never going to play, and then figure out the shooting guard spot. So I'll do that with you guys real quick right here. Just because I really don't need either of these two guys. Expiring contracts here for both of them. So go ahead and get this out of the way. I believe actually, do I need a backup center here? I do. So actually, wait, no. Embiid's not having a backup. So what other backup spots do I need? Power forward, we're fine because we have Boucher and we have Bagley. Small forward, I guess. So we really just need first-round picks, I guess, at this point, in case we want to pull the trigger on a bigger deal. So Golden State wants to give me a first. Golden State really helping out both these squads right now. We'll also move on from Paul Reed, who, again, I have no spot for whatsoever. So Golden State wants to give me another first-round pick. God bless you. So I don't know if I necessarily want to keep all three of these guys. Are they all locked up past this year? That's the important thing for me. Book Knight is, Keon Johnson is, and Herbert Jones, honestly, is. So I guess I'll leave them all for now. That being said, Herbert Jones is a 6'8", so I mean he hypothetically could move to the small forward spot. It's not a huge problem. I will glance at some offers here for Tim Hardaway Jr. Like if I put him up here, along with I guess I'll include Herbert Jones and a first-round pick from us. What are some trade offers I am getting? Obviously I could do this manually, but if I get a serious upgrade that small forward spot, I'd definitely probably take it. Dude, this Scotty Barnes is so goated in this game. He ends up progressing so well, and he'll probably honestly win Most Improved next year. Do I want a Duncan Robinson? Maybe. I just don't really love any of these offers enough. You kind of catch what I'm saying? I don't really love them. So we'll probably leave it for one more season. I definitely do want Bagley back. So that is somebody I do have to wait on. These both have to give me a trade exception. One for 1.8, one's for 4.3. So I got to wait on Bagley. What I also have to do is I can't just let these guys go because I do have to work on my bench quite a bit here in Phoenix at least. So I need a shooting guard, small forward, and center. So let me work on those signings right now. I don't really love any of these guys right here, but I'll sign a Dwayne Bacon just because he's 27. He's not that old yet. I will also go ahead. It's not going to let me bring back Warren, right? Okay. I have $15 million. Wait, what? How do I have 15 mil? Like, can I sign up? Wait. Okay, that's weird. It lets me give 15 mil to Warren, but nobody else. That is strange. Okay. We got our backup small forward in Dwayne Bacon. I need a center and a shooting guard still, who are probably not going to be very good. What I'm probably going to do is just sign the highest overalls. I'll sign Dwayne Demon, do the little glitch, moving him to power forward. He goes up to an 80, actually. And then I can live with Juan Toscano for a year. It's not my favorite move, but if he wants to sign here, I'll definitely take him. So we get the... Oh, shit. I didn't even pay attention. Did Bagley accept another offer? No, he did not. Thank God. Okay. Jesus, there's so much to stress about doing two teams here. So what I'm probably going to do is at least give Juan Toscano a year. I'm going to move Devin just because he's... How old is he at this point? He's 33, which actually isn't that old, but according to 2K's regression system, apparently that's like almost too old to play in the NBA. Him in 2 seconds for some sort of different backup center. It doesn't need to be anybody tremendous. Luke Garza. I'm actually pretty sure I just had him on one of my teams, so that kind of is a little bit of a kick in the balls if I do that one. But honestly, I like the youth there anyway. So I do like Jayshawn Tate a lot. But Luke Garza, we also do get a first-round pick. He was either... I don't know if he was in Detroit or if he was in Phoenix. I'm obviously not making the trade straight up with whichever squad he was in. So it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, both these teams are pretty much complete at this point. Obviously, with Detroit, we are waiting here on Marvin Bagley. I think he'll probably accept his qualifying offer. I mean, even if he doesn't, I can go ahead and just match whatever he does get. So I'll sit here with you guys just so you know I don't just throw him back on this team and he accepts his qualifying. I'll see you guys at both these rotations. We're here at the start of year number 2 right now. Both of these teams' rotations are set up the way that I think it's going to work best. That being said, I still have a little bit of a decision to make. I kind of want to start Killian Hayes somehow. He is 6'5". I do consider him a little bit more of a point guard. Could I maybe move Shea to the shooting guard spot? Probably. I also do consider Shea a point guard, though. I know it's 2K, but I just like James Bouknight a lot. I know like a lot of you guys probably hear me say that quite a bit, but I think he's going to be very good in this league. But so I'm going to give him one shot there. I also don't mind it because we don't have a ton of bench depth here. Oh, actually, we do have a lot of bench depth in Detroit, but I can live with this. If it doesn't end up working out, I'll obviously make some changes next year. So Shea, Bouknight, Tim Hardaway Jr., Marvin Bagley, who's on his qualifying offer, and Joel Embiid. Our bench unit: Killian Hayes, Chris Boucher, Jalen Johnson, and Keon Johnson. So this we actually do have a lot of bench depth in. Over here in Phoenix, that's a little bit of a different story. Kyrie Irving, Jalen Suggs, Kevin Porter Jr., Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jonas Valanciunas. Our bench here is pretty bad. It's got Dwayne Bacon, Deshaun Highland, Juan Toscano, and Luke Garza. So bench in Phoenix is definitely something we need, and maybe 1 or 2 of the starters over there in Detroit. But I like the starting 5 here in Phoenix. I like the bench a lot more over there in Detroit. So will both of these teams reach the finals? I don't know. It would be cool if we could get it done here in year number 2, but obviously if not, we got a lot of work to do in the offseason. But don't want to jump the gun too far. I am excited for both these seasons. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. So at least here in Phoenix, it was a very good regular season. We finished up as a 1 seed in the West. Obviously, I can't show you both where these teams are at right now. It would be cool. Nikola Jokic back-to-back in the MVP department. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year in Atlanta. Josh Giddey, 6-man. Jonathan Isaac back winning Defensive Player of the Year awards. It would have felt weird if not. And Davion Mitchell, Most Improved. Jamal Mosley, Coach of the Year. So, okay, looks like Orlando's very, very good. Detroit ends up as a 2 seed, so I'm not ruling it out that we possibly could meet in the finals this year. They ended up with a record of 61-21. Not bad. We'll take a look at some numbers real quick for both these squads right here. Oh, that's the playoffs. Numbnuts. We take a look at some player stats here real quick. Giannis, Kyrie Irving, Jalen Suggs, Kevin Porter Jr., Jonas Valanciunas starting 5. Bacon off the bench, Highland Garza, Juan Toscano. Over here in Detroit, we got Embiid, we got Shea. Marvin Bagley's honestly playing very well. I don't really have a reason to replace him at this point. That being said, he is a free agent, so for some reason, if I don't have bird rights on him, I probably have no shot at getting him back. Tim Hardaway Jr. is good. He's just one of those fringe guys for me in some of these rebuilds that I don't know if he's good enough to be a starter for the entirety of it. Like, I want to. I think he's actually still an underrated player in the league in general. I just don't know with the way 2K works if he's going to be a starter here the entire time. Book Knight's pretty well. Killian Hayes. So, looking at per 36 numbers, I know it doesn't tell everything here for us, but I would say, Killian Hayes is definitely overall the better player right now. But I'll probably find a way to work him into the starting lineup. If not, he might be in some sort of trade. I like Killian Hayes quite a bit. So, we got Golden State. That didn't make any sense. We got Golden State. We got John Wall, Tyrese Maxey, your old friend, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Jackson Hayes. Over here for Detroit, we got New York, and they got Darius Garland, Levine, Jason Tatum, Dwayne Dedmon, and Christian Wood. That's not a first-round matchup that I would want to take if I was Detroit. So I'll try to pay attention to both of them. Detroit looks like they won. We won in 7 here. 1 round down, 2 to go before they do meet in the finals. We got the Lakers here. Mitchell, Paul George, Will Barton, Siakam, and Yusuf Nurkic. Good squad. We got Philadelphia here, who won like 64 games last year with Brickleberry, Simmons, Chris Duarte, LeBron, Kevin Love, and Jared Allen. Fuck. Okay, I'm going to try to pay attention. Oh my god, both of them won. We have a 7 seed here, and we have a 1 seed here. Could I get this done in year number 2, potentially? We got Memphis, D'Lo, Hero, and Moni Bates is just a demigod. Oh my fuck. Why are you a 7 seed? God damn it. Orlando, Cade, Brogdon, Barnes, Mitchell Robinson, Jokic. Oh, good lord. Good lord. I will be shocked, to say the least, if both of these teams end up in the finals. I would be more surprised if both of them won it than if neither of them did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if neither of these teams made it to the finals, I'd be less surprised than if both of them did. Here goes nothing, though. Can we get it done here in year number 2? Oh, my God, we did! We swept and then 1 in 5, and the challenge is complete. Oh, my God. Dude, I did not think that either of these teams really had a shot. And we get it done in the 2nd season, baby. Wow. Wow. That is fun. That is fun. I would give you guys gameplay, but if I'm just being 100% honest with you guys, I know probably a lot of you are going to ask for it, and I promise you I'm bringing it back in 2K22. I'm not going to do gameplay right now just because I'm not even going to, I'm just going to keep it 100% honest with you here. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I actually have not played in-game in 2K21. I'm not kidding. Like, legitimately could not be, like, I'm not joking. Like, not even a second. Like, I just haven't played in so long that it'd just be so bad. Like, I haven't played it in-game since 2K20. So, I'm not going to hop in-game right now, but 2K22, it will be back. I promise you I'll try to put it at the end of every rebuild when I'm in a championship. So, here we go. I'm going to put my money on probably Phoenix. I think they have a little bit more star power there. And Detroit goes on to win, and Embiid's your finals MVP. Hey, I mean, it's really not a big deal to me who wins here. So, I guess we could try to, redo it again, in the next offseason. Obviously, we're still doing another year of this. And maybe see if I can get Phoenix to win one now. But that was fun, man. We went to 7 games, too. Looks like we built out 2 really good teams here today. So, final year here. We're just going to reject all those. As always, we'll head into the lottery. I don't really need a pick or anything here. So, staff signing. I'm probably not going to change much for either of these teams. I am going to get an A trainer here now in Phoenix just because I can. I'll sign Mike Brown doesn't have the best ratings. Trent Peterson always has good ratings, though. And head scout, my guy, Oscar Fleming. Over here in Detroit, there's really no reason to change. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't want Fleming just because I signed him in Phoenix. So we get Lewis Pollard here, and we get everybody else here. So, okay, seriously. I'll wait on my scout. And now I will sign my head scout. Oh, shit, I can barely even pay him. Okay, never mind. Guess we don't have any money. Lucas Flory, and then I'll just keep trying to sign these. I mean, one of them will probably eventually accept it, right? Okay, beautiful. I don't really care about my scout that much. We're not drafting anybody. I know some of you guys like to see me filling these spots. So we have the 15th pick here in Phoenix. Over here in Detroit, we do have the 30th pick. I'm definitely not going to use this. I think it's possible we maybe... Okay, it's not really... I think it's possible in Phoenix we could use that pick just because, again, the bench depth is not tremendous there. I actually wouldn't even mind maybe trying to move up a little bit more. I need to go to Phoenix. Excuse me, wrong team. So we have the 15th overall pick. That's from Golden State. I remember making that trade. So I actually might include Garza or Bacon in a deal. I wouldn't mind keeping Bacon. He was actually pretty solid for us last year off the bench as our 6th man. But yeah, maybe Garza in this 15th pick. Can I maybe move up a couple spots in this draft? That would be ideal. Or I could maybe just trade for a bench piece like, Austin Rivers right there. Hernan Gomez was definitely an upgrade. I just do get him a decent amount. How old is KCP? He's 30 at this point, coming off a little bit of a down year. I'd like to move up in this draft. I think that's what I'd like to do. I don't really know this draft class that well. I'll propose a trade here that includes Luke Garza. Be him, my 15th overall pick. Can I maybe jump up to like pick 8 with Chicago? They want to give me that, and I'll also give you a future first next year. They agree to that. Okay, we have the 8th overall pick here just to confirm we have no picks left with Detroit. I will draft somebody here at pick 8. I'll show you guys again. I don't really know this draft class whatsoever. It's the 2023 draft class at this point. So summary. Oh God, the Brandon Miller. Oh God, Jarris Walker, Brandon Huntley, Hatfield, Livingston. So I've definitely heard of a lot of these guys. I just don't really know the class that well. So Bryce Riggs is here. We really don't need a point guard do we? Because we have Kyrie, so I'm not really that worried about that. I mean, taking a look at this roster right now, I mean, obviously we only have a couple guys signed. So what do I want to do? I think I'm probably just going to take best player available, which is, one of these B pluses right here. So I have a lot of options. I'm probably just going to go with Bryce Griggs. I think he's probably going to be the best player. I've seen him actually progress really well here. So he's going to be our 8th overall pick. He's going to back up Kyrie. He's going to be actually a 79 overall for us. Actually pretty huge. So, oh shit, we had Jalen Suggs and Deshaun Highland too. So Highland's definitely going to be in some sort of deal here. But all these guys back, that's when 2K drafts me young talent who has, multi-year rookie contracts, it's so nice because, 1, I save money, 2, I have team control, which is just so perfect. Brandon Goodwin and Justin James, no thank you. I have to give qualifying offers here to Kevin Porter Jr. Honda Scano, probably not. So officially, we do hopefully have to bring back Bagley in some way, shape, or form, at least in Detroit. This free agency class is pretty good. With Kevin Porter Jr. somebody who I'm not trading, so I'm just going to give a qualifying offer to. We're going to probably work on the bench a little bit. Juan Toscano is fine. But I do want to get a championship here. Definitely. Oh, shit. I keep forgetting I can't just sim this. So, okay, we do have bird rights on Bagley now. That is huge. He's our only guy that is in our starting lineup, at least, that we do have to trade, correct? Yeah, he is. Okay. That's fine. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this relatively quickly while still paying attention. It's like hard to do 2 of these at a time. My ADHD goes crazy. We're good there, and we are good here. Okay, cool. Moratorium's up, so both of these squads are looking like what they're going to look like right now. I'm probably going to try to find a way to start Killian Hayes, so I'm just going to move Shea to the shooting guard spot, which I probably should have done the entire time, but hey, we won a championship here. I can't really complain about it. So I'm going to keep booked that. I think Keon Johnson, Herbert Jones are going to be included with Tim Hardaway Jr. for an upgrade at that small forward spot. Bagley's been playing well. There's really no reason for me to replace him there. And Embiid's obviously not going anywhere. So I think probably getting a new starting small forward is something we're going to do right now. Also do need a backup point guard now. I'll see you guys with the trade here in Detroit. And then I almost said Portland again. I don't know why I keep doing that. In Phoenix, Nashawn Highland's probably gone. We're going to give Bryce Griggs some minutes off the bench, but we definitely do need some bench help here. So Nashawn Highland will get me some sort of other backup. I will see you guys with some sort of deal. So we tried to get him earlier in the video. I think it'd be really cool if we got Michael Porter Jr. here from Sacramento. Honestly, kind of progressing every single year. He's not yet up to 20 points per game, but this is definitely a big offer, but necessarily I'd like to get it done. We have to include a trade exception. Wow, they accept that, just like that. So Michael Porter Jr. is going to be starting for us that small forward spot. We got 2 very tall small forwards at 6'9" and 6'10". Wrong goddamn team. So we need a new backup point guard. It's not a huge deal here, and then we'll be done in Detroit, at least. Over here in Phoenix, Nashawn Highland still needs to go for either a backup shooting guard or a backup center. Either of the which I really don't mind. I mean, he only is 6'3". Maybe I could include him in some sort of, or just move him to the shooting guard spot, but I like switching things up. You guys know this. So Peyton Pritchard is definitely not a shooting guard. I don't really know why they have him listed here as a shooting guard. I'm not taking Booknight from Detroit. I saw Booknight. I was like, whoa. Mark Williams is honestly fine. 13th overall pick in last year's draft. Ooh, Ayo Sumo. I'm just going to take Mark Williams. That's fine. Okay, so he's going to be my backup here for Jonas Valanciunas, who's regressing a little bit, but, still putting up good enough numbers. I mean, exact same amount of points, rebound, basically 14 and 14. There's no reason to replace that there. So I do need a backup shooting guard here in Phoenix, and I believe what position do I need a backup in Detroit? Is it? Yeah, it's a point guard as well. So point guard and shooting guard for both these teams, respectively. Corey Joseph, 79 overall. That's fine over here in Phoenix. Honestly, Ty Jerome, who's 6'5", I can live with that. So we get Jerome and we got Corey Joseph, and we are good there. And both of these teams are now complete. We will go over them both one more time. I like this teams. I really like the makeup of them. I think both of these teams could definitely be back in the finals next year. I'll see you guys with both the rotation before we do start simming the third and final season here. All right, final year here for both of these teams. I'm hoping they can both be back in the finals this year. Maybe get Phoenix one this year. Here's how it's looking here in Phoenix anyways. Kyrie Irving, Jalen Suggs, Kevin Porter Jr., Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Jonas Valanciunas, who's down to an 80. He's only 31. If his numbers are similar to last year, I'm never going to be mad about that. Our bench here in Phoenix is still not as good as it is in Detroit, but I can live with it. Bryce Griggs, our 8th overall pick, going to be getting 6-man minutes. Ty Jerome, Dwayne Bacon, and Mark Williams. Our bench over here, excuse me, our lineup over here in Detroit anyways, Killian Hayes, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Michael Porter Jr., Marvin Bagley, and Joel Embiid. So I'm probably still leaning Detroit as the better team. I am, if I'm being honest here, but they won a championship last year, and for some reason we're, number 4 seed in the power ranking. I don't really know that one. James Bouknight, Jalen Johnson, Chris Boucher, and Corey Joseph. I'll see you guys at the end. Third and final year here. So we simulated with Detroit this year. They ended up as a 1 seed in the East. I'm not very surprised about it. Embiid won an MVP award for us. Isaac Lukikale, Rookie of the Year in Sacramento. D'Lo, 6th Man of the Year in Atlanta. Jonathan Isaac, Defensive Player of the Year. Keon Johnson, Most Improved. And Dwayne Casey, Coach of the Year in Detroit here for us. Phoenix is a 1 seed as well. They win 60-22, man. I really want to get it done this year. I do want to see Phoenix 1-1, but this Detroit team might just be too much. If we're being honest here. So some stats real quickly. Shea, Embiid, Porter Jr., Bagley. So scoring's definitely, evened out a little bit, I will say. You can pause if you want to take a look at rebounds and assists. I don't really care about it too much, if I'm being honest with you. So Giannis, Kyrie, Porter Jr., Suggs, Valanciunas, not bad. Bench definitely needs a little bit of work, though. Rebounds, Valanciunas, and assists was Jalen Suggs. Okay, I'm going to simulate with Phoenix this year. I don't know if that's going to help change anything, but I'm a little more wanting them to win one, I guess, if you will. We'll simulate this. This video is just taking forever, so that's why I'm not really showing you guys these teams, but I'll do it real quick, I guess. Feel free to pause at any point there. Atlanta, oh my God. Oh God. Okay, let's simulate these rounds real quickly. I'm hoping they can get snow. That sucks. Well, they're both in the finals. They've both been in the finals, and then Detroit's obviously won one. I want to see Phoenix win one right now. We got Sacramento, Hunter Salas, Keon Johnson. There's no fucking way this team's beating us. There's just no chance, right? And now here comes Atlanta, who I just showed you their team. They're very, very good. So can we get one here for Phoenix? That would be a really cool way to end this one. And we do! And Giannis wins finals MVP, baby. We get a championship for both these teams. So although it would have been cool to have them meet in the finals in back-to-back years, I really can't complain. Excuse me. I really can't complain about the way this one turned out. Because we got both these teams a championship. It ended up being really fun for me. So, sorry this video has been so long. It's probably one of the longer videos because I have to do moves for both teams. So, I'll keep this outro short. But, again, just want to say thank you guys for kind of supporting the transition to school. It's my final year, it's my senior year. So, it's kind of crazy to think how fast this has flown by. I mean, some of you guys have been watching my videos for years. Have been with me since my freshman year at college, which is just crazy for me to think about. But, yeah, man, that pretty much wraps this one up. We only have, probably 3, maybe 4 videos left in 2K21 before it does drop in 9 days from now. So I'm super excited for it, man. But again, I don't really get my hopes up with this company anymore. But I'm still kind of figuring it out slowly but surely which team I want to be my first rebuild for 2K22. So if you guys have any thoughts on that, feel free to let me know. You can either DM me on Twitter or you can just shoot me a comment right down below here. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I do love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.